situation is really confusing the hell out of me. The SFA tell the BBC he's left by mutual consent, he's quit, he's decided to resign. They tell Sky News, we fired him. I'm not sure if the SFA have ever played Scrabble and read a dictionary, but quitting and sacking are two different things and have two different definitions. Why have you told one major broadcaster in the UK, it's mutual consent, it's a mutual termination, he's quit. He decided to tender his resignation and we accepted straight away, mutually consent, had a meeting, and it was done. Then tell a rival broadcaster, we fired him. He was sacked. He was useless. We sacked him. You can't do both. And this sums up the state of the SFA and Scottish football. Mismanaged, muddled, incompetence. A lot of the blame lies with the SFA on their current national side's failings over the last 21 years. There is a reason why Scotland have not qualified for a major tournament since the World Cup 98 in France. There is a massive reason why. Here you go. They can't even give a coherent press release to the two biggest broadcasters here in the UK about what has actually happened. To Alex McLeish, what did he quit? Was he fired? Only the SFA actually know, or do they? Because I will say this, I'm English. I'm not Scottish. I'm not a fan of any Scottish team. Aberdeen I have a little soft spot for, but in all honesty, I don't really follow, I'm not a fan of Scottish sport. I hold my hand up, okay? But when Scotland, as a sporting nation, is this badly run, I feel sorry for them because I love the rivalry between England and Scotland. It doesn't matter if it's rugby union, rugby league, football, even cricket these days. Yes, Scotland have beaten England in a one-day international in the cricket. The rivalry is there. It's the oldest rivalry in amateur and professional sport the world has. As it currently going, it's got the oldest rugby union match, the oldest rugby league match, I believe, possibly. It's got the oldest football rivalry. With Scotland or England, because England have been in bad places themselves. In the 70s, English rugby and English football was in the shitter. Okay? But you look at historically, when one side of the divide is struggling, the rivalry loses something. It does. When both sides are equally matched, it is passionate, it is brutal, and it is what the Scots call the old enemy, and what England basically say is with push back. The Anglo-Scottish rivalry is one of the best rivalries in sports. And I have been honoured enough to have seen some of the best matches between England and Scotland when it comes to rugby and football in my lifetime. And what the SFA are doing to Scottish football is just shambolic. The fact they can't even give a coherent press release to the BBC and Sky says enough. BBC have led with, it was mutual consent, it was amicable, he's decided to stand down for the good of the team. Sky we sacked him, he's crap. What is it? This sums up the SFA in a nutshell. They can't even give a coherent press release to the two biggest broadcasters here in the UK. Shambolic. And the thing is, it's an old boys club, because they rotate the same managers. Walter Smith, how many times is he going to get the job? Do they reappoint Gordon Strachan again? Who else will go in there? There's a reason why Scotland haven't qualified for a major tournament since 1998 when it comes to football. There's a reason why Scottish Rugby Union hasn't got past the quarterfinals in rugby union's World Cup. There's a reason why in 2017 the Scottish side was so shambolic in the Rugby League World Cup. Scottish sports governance is absolutely appalling. It's absolutely shocking how badly Scottish sport across the board, ice hockey notwithstanding, how badly organised they are. Because in ice hockey, they have some really great teams in the Elite League. They've got the Solway Sharks in the National League. They've got some really great sides when it comes to British ice hockey. Every other sport, rugby union, notwithstanding to a point, because they did have their struggles, and they still continue to have their struggles away from Murrayfield, is shambolically governed. And it actually loses something when it comes to the rivalry between England and Scotland when it comes to sport. It's a passionate rivalry. Sometimes it can be a bit more than good-natured, but my God, I've been honoured as a sports fan. Euro 96, England-Scotland. 2019, England-Scotland, Twickenham. I've been honoured to see some of the best clashes between the two nations on a variety of sports. And it's saddening to watch the state of Scottish sport, especially football. So what is it? Was he sacked? Did he quit? Can the SFA confirm? Because I now look like a mug if later on it does transpire he was sacked, when I've gone with what I've read in the BBC News that he mutually consented to leave. So he quit. Because then I will look like a mug. And fans are feeling like, well, who's running the show? because two major broadcasters, BBC are standing by the fact that he decided to stand down. That's their thread. Sky News are going with, nah, he was sacked. What is it? If the SFA can't confirm them, they're not fit for purpose. I'm going to leave that there. That's rant over. I feel so sorry for Scottish sports fans across the UK, because there's a lot of Scots who live south of the border here in England. I've got a lot of Scottish friends. I feel so sorry for Scottish fans of the national sides, because this is a shambles. And the SFA is not fit for purpose. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.